Hello, everyone. All right, it's been a couple of days now. Um, just want to see where we're at now. Wanted to make a short video. Um, as predicted, Bitcoin dropped. The price is much lower than it was when I did my last video when I was warning everyone. We actually saw about a 15% drop since the bearish retest, where it warned everyone that this is not a bullish price action, but it's more of a bearish retest. And we saw about 15%, now a little bit less, but like from the top to the bottom, it was basically 15% of a drop, which is quite significant even for Bitcoin terms. Where do I think we'll go now? What do I see in the charts? Like what's possible? How do I think the markets will go? Just looking at everything that's happening, it just looks terrible. It looks shit. I don't think this was it. I don't think this is the drop to be buying the dip, at least not for now. I still see a lot of weakness in the markets. So if we compare this to S&P, at least the last 2 days, S&P saw some rebound. How much was that? About almost 1.5%. It's not massive, but it's showing a little bit of pullback. Now looking at Bitcoin, it's not even showing that, which to me just says, okay, this is like even weaker than the standard markets. That's just the first sign I'm looking at. It's not looking good. From a technical perspective, we broke the trend. Usually we don't break it. Such a shallow pullback, let me say it like this. This is still shallow compared to the full length. So yeah, I also don't think this is just finished now and that will bounce immediately. The only positive thing that I could see happening now is the BlackRock ETF getting approved. If that happens, things will probably change. Do I think it will happen? We'll see. I don't have a strong opinion. There is also a strong possibility to just be delayed until next year, maybe even. That would be also bearish. So we have three possible scenarios. Like it gets approved, we have positive price action. It gets delayed, negative price action, or it gets even rejected. That would be a massive negative reaction, in my opinion. So yeah, that's the only catalyst, the only narrative I think could turn this quickly around. Everything else, I'm expecting more downside, at least to this support here that I'm looking at, so around 20K-ish area. And as I said, that doesn't mean we need to reach it, but until things change and until I see more strength, that's what I'm waiting for. Or we have some massive good news and then things can change. But until proven otherwise, I wouldn't jump in the market now. It is more Bitcoin is cheaper than it was a couple of days ago. So if you're just an investor or you're DCAing in, that's your game. I'm looking at this more from a trading perspective. So I still see more downside, or at least a higher likelihood of more downside, I would say. Let me put it that. There is no certainty in trading. Like people saying, "Oh, I think it will go to that price," and that those are all probabilities. At the moment, we either get a ETF approval and we jump up probably immediately. Anything else until then, we'll probably revisit the 20K area for Bitcoin. That's just my opinion. Unless something else happens, but those are the most likely scenarios and the main catalyst I'm looking at this now. So we've been waiting for this spot ETF for a long time now. And there's a massive narrative behind it. If that gets approved, that would be a really strong narrative. Until then, I don't see much anything else. We're still in the bear market. We're still like this. We broke the trend now. Like now, the trend is to the downside again. So don't trade against the trend. Yes, we didn't make a new lower low yet. Still, this is the trend is broken, in my opinion. We're pretty close to this, but I don't see this area strong support at the moment. Not with everything, with things looking like they are. We're all terribly close to it. We might see some price action there, but I wouldn't be betting my house on this. Just looking at general trends. Even the dollar index, like, we are officially still in downtrend, but we saw a massive rally in the recent weeks and months. What we also saw is basically the deviation. So we dipped below this area, which is quite a strong support, and we basically have a deviation now. So until we get back below this area or above this is probably bouncing back more, I would say. And that's always bad for Bitcoin. So that's a bad narrative on its own for risk markets. So it's bad for S&P in general, but S&P is acting stronger than Bitcoin. So Bitcoin and crypto markets are even weaker than the traditional markets. What I'm also seeing is a lot of, not a lot of strength, but I would say a little bit more strength in the altcoins than in Bitcoin, which is also quite concerning given that we had such a massive dump. So yeah, everything I'm looking at the moment is looking more negative than positive, I would say. I still think Ethereum will revisit this area at least until all things change around. But yeah, so I'm waiting 1300s on Ethereum, 20k ish on Bitcoin, or the trend changes or something, like we have massive positive news or something. Until then, I really don't see this. I don't see any reversal. So expecting more downside. I hope you already exited any longs you had or spot positions. So you're already in a better position. If you still have something, now is less ideal because we already saw 10% drop. So how much is that? That's another 20% possibility. But still, like, the lower we go, the more risk you're taking on exiting now. So that's why I really like to exit as high as possible and enter as low as possible. Just gives you a lot of room to jump back in. And even if we see now, okay, we get the positive narrative again with the ETF approval, I would still wait. Like, this was the ETF new scandal. So when BlackRock filled for the ETF, Bitcoin rallied massively, and we retraced all that move, which means that we're back at square one again, which is really terrible. So yeah, I don't see a lot of positive hopes at the moment. I'll just wait. The market is really thin as well, so we don't have a lot of volatility. But then if something happens, I see a lot of, like, big moves are possible. Like, there's just no liquidity in the markets at the moment. So yeah, anything can tip this over into even bigger price move now. So yeah, try to keep posting more videos now. If you like them, please like them, or if you have any questions, just ask them below, and I'll be happy to answer. Thank you, everyone.